In all the world, there's one haunting image that grips us like no other. Art you can feel but not explain. The painting is The Scream by Norway's Edvard Munch.
I think that the reason Edvard Munch means so much to so many people all over the world is because he is dealing with existential and fundamental aspects of what it is to be a human being.
Through art, Munch overcame a childhood of poverty and poor health, and became a pioneer of the expressionist movement. His intriguing works reflected the turbulent world swirling around him. The thought-provoking, often torturous art, speaking with a voice that is impossible to ignore.
He is dealing with disease, jealousy, melancholia, all kinds of emotional and difficult problems that you have to deal with as a human being, choices that you have to make.
Much of Munch's art remains misunderstood. A vivid example is the painting many call Vampire. The real title is Love and Pain, depicting a woman consoling her lover. Despite a life of controversy and personal struggles, Edvard Munch persevered.
Edvard Munch actually produced all his life. He was an artist more than 60 years. Scream is a powerful work, one of the most known works in the world, but he has other very, very strong works as well.
Munch was extremely prolific, and the extent of his works is actually difficult to grasp. In all, he produced more than 40,000 pieces of art that included paintings, photography, woodcuts, and even lithographs and etchings. While creating art was his passion, letting go of what he called his children was another matter. After Munch's death, more than 20,000 pieces of art were discovered at his studio, and they now reside at the Munch Museum in Oslo.
As director of the Munch Museum in Oslo, I like to welcome the Viking guests to our museum. It's probably the biggest one-artist museum in the world, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy this day, and I look so much forward to see you here in Oslo.
Edvard Munch is a priceless part of Norway's culture and traditions. The new Munch Museum opened in October 2022 in a brand new, purpose-designed space. Let's now take a look inside.
Finally, the unique art collection by Munch gets the place it deserves. One of the largest single artist museums in the world, the building is over 26,000 square meters and stands at 60 meters tall. With 13 floors and 11 exhibition spaces, it is home to about 27,000 artworks by Edvard Munch, including 1,183 paintings. Oh, by the way, my name is Shruti Ganguly and I'm the director of this film. Designed by Studio Herreros, the building is based on the idea of a tower-shaped museum, where the main functions are organized vertically. As you can see, the staff areas are discreetly visible to museum visitors, and this is in accordance with the architect's objective of making visible the large group of dedicated professionals who work to conserve and display the art to its best advantage. And yes, there's even a library. This space is primarily a research library that manages the collection. It includes all documentation and accrued knowledge about Edvard Munch and makes it available for in-house as well as external research. In fact, Edvard Munch's private library is located behind glass doors in a separate room in this space. I bet you've seen this before. The Scream section is part of Edvard Munch Infinite, where you can experience some of his most world-famous images. You'll be surprised by some unfamiliar masterpieces. And here you'll get an unexpected glimpse into Munch's multifaceted artistic career. In 1940, Edvard Munch bequeathed his remaining works of art to the city of Oslo and emphasized that the art was a gift to the people of the city. Today, we regard Munch's art as a gift to the entire world and a unique contribution to the world of culture and the arts. Munch never grew tired of exploring the possibilities of art, whether through painting, printmaking, drawing, photography, as well as sculpture. This permanent exhibition takes you into his world, from Munch's ideas, the way he worked, and the deeply human issues he was concerned with. issues that continue to affect us today. Visitors can move freely between the various themes and images that Munch explored throughout his life, the universal narratives of anxiety, death, love, and loneliness. Edvard Munch's sometimes untraditional use of materials and experimental techniques gave his pictures a completely unique appearance. As you can imagine, they also pose a number of challenges for the museum's conservation department, which is responsible not only for the care of the collection, but also for conducting research about it. There's great interest in exhibiting Munch's art at institutions around the world, and some paintings are on loan almost continually. The museum is constantly required to find a balance between looking after the artworks and putting them on display. On the 6th floor, you can experience some of the largest paintings ever created by Munch in a dedicated double-height space. These enormous artworks are versions of the paintings made by Munch for the University of Oslo's ceremonial hall, the Aula. The sun, or solen, is one of Munch's most recognizable images. And besides, who doesn't get a dose of inspiration from it with the sun rays filling the canvas? At the museum store, you'll find numerous art-inspired objects, from books and stationery to apparel, jewelry, puzzles, and posters. If you want to take a piece of Munch home with you, this is where you can buy memorabilia. And there is something for everyone, especially young people. Speaking of young people, the youth demographic is a huge focus for the museum. Here, you'll find workshops, classes, and events for kids of all ages. Did you know that Munch got his start when he was a young boy, encouraged by his Aunt Karen? So not all Karens are so bad. We believe it's really important to spark an artistic dialogue early on. While Munch and his art is indeed a focus, it was a priority for the museum to also have various spaces to convene. There's an amphitheater, as you can see, where you can have meetings and screenings. There's a concert hall on the 2nd floor, as well as on the top floor. And of course, here you have the Munch Deli and Cafe on the ground floor. Settle down for coffee and pastries on the inside, or enjoy them on the terrace facing the Oslo Fjord. This is clearly a popular spot for meeting up with friends. Ride the glass elevator up. The building was a prestigious project for the city of Oslo and designed according to the future-built criterion of at least a 50% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions. The building has garnered enthusiasm, wonder, and skepticism, and many have been involved in a heated debate. But don't you agree that architecture is so much more than the look of a facade? On the museum's 12th floor, with an incredible view of Bjørvika, you will come to the restaurant Bistro Dolta. The menu includes oysters, tartare, and there's a full a la carte menu. Consider it European flavors with an American flair. And yes, lucky for us, there is even a 13th floor, and here you'll find the cocktail bar Kranen. The museum is committed to creating inclusive and accessible art experiences for all, and we hope that this 13th-floor building will be a place for you to meet Munch, feel inspired, laugh with friends. So please, visit us someday soon.
When you travel with Viking, it's not just in Norway that you'll have the opportunity to experience the work of Edvard Munch. We're privileged to have a collection of original works displayed around our ocean ships for our guests to enjoy. Original works include etchings, woodcuts, lithographs, and self-portrait. You can learn more about each piece via the art guide in the Viking Voyager app, where our partners at the Munch Museum have created an insightful commentary to explain each piece. We're especially proud to offer a daily program highlighting the works of Norwegian master painter Edvard Munch. Known as Munch Moments, the collection is provided through an exclusive arrangement with the Munch Museum in Oslo, where we also offer our guests privileged access when in Norway. you.